Good morning. How are we all? I'm sitting in my garden at the moment, just having a cup of tea, listening to the birds, and yeah, just reflecting really and contemplating, or whatever you want to call it. And I thought I would come on and share my thoughts because I think they're quite poignant, really, in so much as this live is titled "What's Defining You?" And I've spoken a lot about my life in the past and, various things that have happened to me. And this is not about that. This is more about now, really, where I am in my life now and what's defining me and how different, how different it is to how it was maybe a few years ago when I was spiritually awakened. And it's interesting because some of the stuff that I think and feel still remain the same, but there's other things that I've developed as an individual that are totally different from how I was previously. And it's quite and it's quite defining where my life is concerned right now. I've got the builders in at the moment. They're doing all the fencing because I don't know whether you know, but this property that I'm in right now is going to be a healing retreat. And it really is quite spectacular in this garden. Even the builders seem to be loving the garden. It's got such a fantastic, beautiful energy to it. It's just unreal, really. Well, it is real, obviously, but you know what I mean. It's just beautiful. Anyway, sorry, I sidetracked. So I'm talking about what defines you in your life. So a few years ago, I was listening to a guy. I follow a few spiritual leaders, if you like, or thought leaders, whatever you want to term them to be, that will be empaths. They're empaths. They're spiritual, but they're no pushovers either. You know, but they've integrated into their body, if you like, and brought, their shadow and everything else together to be and live in this human existence, and which is what we do as spiritual people. We develop and learn how to manoeuvre in our human existence, but still keeping intact with our higher self, for the highest good. And he said something which at the time I thought, okay, that's interesting concept, but I totally get it now, and I wanted to share my thoughts on it. So he was doing a live about, I think it might have been around one of the planetary aspects that was happening at the time. I can't quite remember. It may have even just been moon energy. And he said something which was really interesting, and part of this, I do believe anyway, and that is, so I need to backtrack before I get to that part. So we are spirit. I keep saying this. We are a spirit in a human body, living a human existence. Okay. And he said we are multidimensional. So we are multidimensional. I believe that too. That's not what he said. I'm saying that, right? So we're multidimensional. And I think he would believe that too. So, and he said, what is it? Why are you here? Why are you here? So, if you would have heard this in the spiritual world, that we've made a contract, or we've signed a contract by being in this existence that we're in. And it's up to us to understand, well, what is it we're trying to do? What is it we're trying to achieve in this time, in this world? And he said things around, having a big house, having, big massive cars and all of this kind of stuff. You're wasting your time even going down that road, because what you do is you deflect and you don't actually necessarily think about what it is you need as an individual. Now, I thought, hang on a minute, that's a bit off, isn't it? Because we go to work, we all work really hard, and we want to have nice things around us. So I didn't quite understand what he was talking about at that point, and you're probably thinking, what is she waffling on about? But stick with it. And yeah, so I thought, oh, and it played on me for a bit. And then I got it, then I totally understood it. Because if we have been brought into this world, or we signed a contract to be the person that we are today, come into the world as the person that we are today, into the family that we are today, there would be lessons there that we need to learn. There will be lessons there that we need to learn so our spirit can grow. There will be lessons there that we need to share so our spirit can grow. And all of this stuff that we talk about just a minute ago, which is the big house and all the rest of it, is material. It's just material gain. And when you spend your life living your life purely on material gain, and I've been there, believe me, I've done it, right? Just chasing that material gain, and that's what's defining who you are, you've kind of like lost the point of why we're here. Because you can still have material and nice things. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we can't have them. Of course we can have them. We live on a planet that, where money buys stuff. Money buys you what you need. Money keeps you secure. Money pays your bills. Money gets you the nice things. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But what happens is that people chase that materialism. They chase that money. They chase that stuff. And they forget about their spirit. And they forget why they're here. So the only value they're adding into the world is the stuff that they possess. And that's it. That's all they add into this world. So that's why I've called this what is defining you and what is defining your life. Because for me, if you was to think about your legacy, do you want to be known as the person that had that big house or had that nice car and had all those really beautiful material things, but had no relationships, had no connection to their soul, to their spirit? Or would you prefer to be known as that person that actually touched people's lives and made them better in some way? Now, yesterday, well, day before actually, so as I said, I've got builders in the house doing the work, right? And I'm so glad that they're here, because what a lovely guy. Well, they all are. But on Monday, this is just an example of what I'm talking about. So on Monday, bearing in mind, I'm paying them for a job. I'm paying them the right price to do a good job, and they will do that. So it's not like they're cheaper than anyone else or anything like that. So they will get paid, and that's the material thing, and that's the exchange. I get something from it. But Monday, they pitched up, and there was someone different with them in my garden. So anyway, I bowled down, as you do. Oi, what's this man doing in my garden? Hello, who are you? Kind of thing, random person. Anyway, it transpires that this fella lost his job, and the builder has given him a job because it's his mate and he wanted him to earn some money. Now that is a pure act of kindness, because to do that, he has had to now cut out some of his profit from this job and share it with his friend, albeit who will do some work to get the money, but it's not the point. And I thought that was just such a beautiful thing to do, a pure act of kindness, regardless. And that's the thing I'm talking about. So you can have all these riches in your life, you can have all these riches in your world, and that's fantastic, that's good, and there's nothing wrong with having those things. But remember about who you are as an individual. That random act of kindness from that guy has defined who he is. That defines who he is as a person, apart from the fact that they're really good at fencing. But that defines who he is as a person. And that defines his life. And that really touched me. I thought that was lovely. So when you're out there in the big bad world and you are looking at how you are building your life and how you want your life to look, if you are chasing the materials only and you are not nurturing your spirit and your soul, and you are not working with your spirit and your soul, and you are not not showing gratitude, then be careful. Be very, very careful, because you're cutting a fine line between cutting out your spirit completely from your life and just chasing a human existence of riches. And if we remember what I said right at the beginning of this live, we are spirit in a human body having a human existence. And we mustn't forget that, because when you get to your deathbed and you look around you and you haven't nurtured that spirit, all you're going to be left with is material things that you can't take to your grave. You can't take it with you. But you can take your spirit, your nurtured spirit, with you to wherever it is you go to next. That you can. And you can work on the karmic issues that you may have brought with you as you've come into this existence. You can work through those. You can work on healing. You can develop your soul and your spirit whilst you're still doing those things. It's so important, it really is. So yeah, that's the question. What is actually defining you right now? You know, what is defining you and your life? Where are you going? And just think about, when you get to your deathbed, what will you say about the life that you've lived? And what will you say about what value you've brought into this world? Because how, I keep going on about houses, I'm just using it as an example, but having this big massive house, what value does that bring to the world? What value are you adding to this world? What legacy are you leaving behind? And what is it? What is it for you? And everybody will have something different. And I think that's why I took to writing in a funny kind of way. I think that's why I enjoy that too. And I think that's why I've been drawn to this house so much, because this will be my healing retreat. And it's work in progress right now. And yeah, exciting. But just have a think about what I said. What value are you bringing to this world? And what do you really want your legacy to be? Have a fantastic day, people. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.